Hi guys, welcome to a new video of entertainment terrain, and today I'm going to talk about the top 10 most anticipated films of 2018. There are a lot of good films coming out this year. I was actually very surprised by the fact that so many good films are coming out this year. Creed 2, what? The amount of good animations that are coming out. We got Incredibles 2, we got WreckIt Ralph 2. Come on. Okay, let's go. Number 10 spot will go to Aquaman. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the whole DCEU. A lot of people were mixed on Justice League. Some liked it. I didn't. I really did not like Justice League. I thought it was even worse than Batman v Superman because Batman v Superman, though it wasn't good, took risks. And this didn't take any risks at all. It was trying to copy the whole Avengers formula, and it really failed, in my opinion. And the villain was horrible. Everything was bad for me. The only thing that was good was Aquaman and the Flash. And Aquaman did leave a good trade for me to pick up on. I thought he was very funny. I thought he was charismatic. I thought the whole Atlantis world was quite interesting. The whole bubble thing made no sense because if they are constantly creating bubbles over each other to, spoiler by the way, if they constantly create bubbles around themselves to talk, that would be really impractical. So I really didn't get why they had to create a bubble to talk. I trust James Wan, who will be directing this film, to make something very, very good. It's coming out in December, I think, and though the hype level is not here, and maybe if Justice League was any good, it would be there. Okay, on number 9 is The Quiet Place. Trailer looked very interesting to me. The cast, we have John Krasinski, who was also the director. So for me, that was quite interesting to see. I don't think this is his directing debut. I think he has done probably one film or two films prior to this thing, and Emily Blunt is always great in films. So, and it's a kind of horror thriller kind of thing, and the whole thing that they can't speak, and in a way they have to act with everything else but their voice, which is, I think, very hard. That's my number 9. Number 8 is Pacific Rim 2. Not completely excited for this as much as I was for the first one, because I was really into the fact that Guillermo del Toro was going to direct, and he's not directing this one, so it was kind of a bummer for me. But the trailer looked fun. It looked like a really fun time, and it's a simple premise, guys. It's just a few robots punching each other. What else do you want, right? And of course, John Boyega. He's so charismatic. He's good in everything. I saw him in Detroit. He gave a great performance in Detroit. If you have not seen that film, go see it, guys. It's a really, really good film. So that's my number 8 spot. Number 7 will go to WreckIt Ralph 2 as well. A lot of sequels in my list. I'm sorry, but I really love the franchises on these lists. It's one of the best animated films for me. The first one. I haven't seen this one. I wish I had. But the first one is very, very good. It's the first video game film that's any good. I think it is. Yeah, it's been 6 years. I wish it. The good. I think this is like a sort of theme, right? Where the good animation films take a lot of time to create, and I think it's because, of course, of the animation, but also the story. They really think about the story, and they want to have it in a way that's logical and compelling and interesting, and I think they're always doing that. I had the same with Finding Dory, where I really enjoyed Finding Dory because they took their time to make a good and compelling story, and it resulted in the fact that it was, I think, one of the most grossed films the year. Let's go to my number 6. Mission Impossible 6. And number 6, the irony. No, but I'm really excited for Mission Impossible Fallout. You know why? Because of the damn trailer during the Super Bowl. That trailer was so good. The amount of great action pieces that they were like teasing to us really was a good move. And I think with the director Christopher McQuarrie, am I saying that correct? Having directed the Rogue Nation one, which was very good as well, I think it really has the right people to make a good film. Tom Cruise is back, of course. Angela Bassett is in this film, which is great, coming off of Black Panther. Henry Cavill, or Cavill, who couldn't shave his damn mustache because of this film in Justice League, and in Justice League it looked horrible. But his whole getup looked very good in this film, and he had one scene where he in the trailer where he punches his fist and like gives a good right hook to one of the villains, I guess, which got me really pumped because I'm really excited for his role. Michelle Monaghan is back. Simon Pegg, Alec Baldwin. What else do you want? The whole crew is back, and of course Rebecca Ferguson is back, and I really liked her in Rogue Nation, so I'm really excited for that as well. The next one, my number 5, is Ready Player One, directed by the I think he's quite unknown in the film industry, Steven Spielberg. He's going to be good, I suspect. No, I think he's going to be great. I think I've seen most of his films since I got into films, and they were all good. They were all good. None of them were bad or anything. They were all really good, and this film is quite interesting to me because they're going to mix pop culture of, I think, like the past few years, to really make a compelling story with the whole VR reality thing, which is very relevant for our time as well because a lot of people use it nowadays for a lot of things. So very excited for that. I mean, the next film is going to be Incredibles 2. Incredibles 2. Uh, I hope directed by Brad Bird. I'm not sure. Thank God. Okay, by Brad Bird. He also wrote it apparently. The trailer looked very good. It was quite funny. I love the tease as well with the baby. Um, Very excited for the film. Uh, I watched the first one back. I think a month ago or something, and I was quite surprised by the fact how good that film was. Never really got the chance to really let that film sink in when I was younger because I just saw it as a fun animation, and looking back at it, and there are a lot of great elements in this film which really elevated for me to the number 4 spot on my top 10 anticipated list of the whole year. Before we go to my top 3, I want to briefly say why I didn't include Han Solo because it's not in my top 3. Um, it is because it was a very rushed project. The whole directed thing was quite a horrible situation. We got a trailer about 3 months, the first sneak peek actually, the 3 months before the release date, which concerns me. Which concerns me. I mean, it has quite a high budget. Disney is well known to put their trailers out long before the film comes out. I mean, we had a Black Panther trailer in what? It was in June. It was in June. The Black Panther teaser trailer came in June. So that's 8 months before the film came out, you know? And that's a good sign for me. At least, in retrospect, that's a good sign for me. Because it means they have finished that project. They're working on the effects, they're working on everything, and the Han Solo film will need a lot of effects, visual effects for sure. That and that The Last Jedi kind of not really destroyed my hype, but it really put it a few notches down. Not because I hated the film, I didn't hate Last Jedi. I just think that Luke's whole story should have been better. I mean, look, I'm not saying that I want a story that is in line with my needs and my wills for this film. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you have created a franchise and you're profiting off a certain fan base. You know what this fan base wants, and in this story they could have given us that, you know. Um, I think the way Luke went out was quite artistic, poetic, but also underwhelming. And I think a lot of fans felt that as well, and that's why they left the theater kind of disappointed. And that's why the audience score and the critic score is so divided. That's why the hype for Han Solo is kind of very, very low for me right now and not in my top 10. Let's go to my number 3. Number 3 is Creed 2. Creed? Okay, guys, come on. Creed, for me, is the best Rocky film ever. And I didn't grow up with Rocky. I have seen the Rocky films now, but I never grew up with Rocky, you know? And Creed for me was kind of the perfect, like the actual perfect film. It was perfect from the beginning to the end, to the middle, the relationships. I mean, Sylvester Stallone and Michael B. Jordan, and Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson, and even Michael B. Jordan with the guy he was fighting at the end. You know, it's I can't explain how much I love that film. The boxing match, the long take boxing match, was one of the best matches boxing wise I've ever seen in any film. It was so well directed, so much tension, so many eye for detail. It was kind of perfect, and we're not even talking about the score and the soundtrack. You know, yes, I know Ryan Coogler isn't directing the second one, but I'm actually sure he guided the project, and Michael B. Jordan will be in it as well, and I have high hopes for it. I'm kind of disappointed he isn't directing it, 'cause otherwise it might have been on my number 1. The second to the first, so the second, okay, never mind. On my number 2 spot, we have Deadpool 2. Deadpool was one of the funniest films I have ever seen in my life. I love pop culture references. I really do. That's what makes me laugh out loud the most. I really love Deadpool. I remember going to the premiere after I saw How to Be Single. That's another story. But I saw How to Be Single just before that. We went to eat and we came back for Deadpool 2, and it blew my mind. And not just action wise or directing wise, which were all great as well, but the comedy. The comedy was perfect for me, like literally perfect. And I had a great audience as well. And in my country, we don't have a lot of laugh out loud audiences, and that's good. Yeah, because I've seen some reactions in American theaters, which kind of scare me. All the clapping and laughing while the dialogue is continuing is kind of horrifying for me. But the fact that they laughed when the jokes were there and they laughed out loud, you know, and the film knew where the good jokes were. The film knew where the good jokes were because they had a little bit of a pause, you know. And there were a lot of jokes, a lot of jokes. I remember there were a few jokes like in a row, and I saw the film I think about 3 times in the theater, and it literally took me 3 times to get to that joke. Eventually, heard all the jokes that were said in one line, but because I left the first part, I didn't hear the rest. So yeah, it's for me that was a great film, and it was hilarious. And on number one, of course, oh, everybody will say it. Of course, it is Emoji Movie number two. No, I'm joking. It's Avengers. It's Avengers. Unapologetically Avengers. Yes, far above the rest for me actually. Because look, we've been waiting for this film for over 10 years. 10 years of building to this story where they made us love every character, and I literally mean it, because I wouldn't say I would mean it back in 2012. I didn't love every character. I didn't love Thor, and I didn't love Captain America back then. I loved Iron Man. Really, that's the only character I did love. Um, but I didn't love all the characters. Now, every character has a good film. Every character does. Thor has the third one, Iron Man has the first one, and Avengers, and they were all great in Avengers, of course. Um, and because Black Widow and Hawkeye didn't have any individual films, we can only take Avengers as their references, as a reference to their story. And Hawkeye got his story though in the second one. So, and I did love him because of that, and I did love him for coming back in such a glorious way in Civil War. Um, Black Panther now had his own great story. Doctor Strange, and man, they all have great films that build that character, and we now can't stop loving them and wanting to see more. So the fact that they are going to put all those characters in one film, with a villain like Thanos, 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 no, it's Thanos, with Josh Brolin. I mean, come on. I mean, it's too good. It's too good. I don't think, even if the film is bad, I won't be able to say it's bad till like the third viewing, because I would be too starstruck by all the great interactions that will probably happen. I'm sure I cannot in my wildest dream imagine the film being horrible or even average. I cannot. I know Kevin Feige will do us all justice. I mean, we've been on a 10-year trip with him together, and I'm sure he will do us justice. I'm sure this film will kill the box office. I mean, Black Panther is killing it right now. Avengers is the film that's going to take that mantle over. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching this long ass video. But the top 10, what are you excited about? What are you excited about? I haven't mentioned a lot of films. I did mention Han Solo. But there are a lot of good films coming out this year. And this is just my top 10, and I hope you enjoyed. Do like, do subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.